So going back to Hollow Knight, Wolfox, are you doing Pantheon of Hallownest like for the trophy or just because you want to? Because that's certainly a task. Yeah, well, it is some serious bragging rights, so I don't blame you. I really want to do Radiant all bosses, like, you know, turn every statue in the hall Radiant. But just the thought of Radiant Absolute Radiance makes me want to barf. Because I never really got good at Absolute Radiance. I got good enough, you know, to be able to beat her once in a Pantheon that ended up being deleted by my computer, or else I would have uploaded it. So, I don't know. Never getting hit by her, really? Zero, right? Zero was a thorn in my side for the longest time. I found out I figured out a way that worked for me, but Radiant No Eyes has been a challenge for me. Because it's the arena, mostly. But I really wish that my successful Pantheon of Hallownest had been, like, the video hadn't gotten corrupted, because, like, it was so solid. I was really proud of it. Absolute Radiance was terrifying, and I almost lost, and so that was exciting, but I got, like, Radiant Sly throughout. And I mean, like, by Radiant Sly, I mean, obviously, that I didn't get hit. And, like, Umu went unusually well, if I remember. My fiance was sitting across the room working when I was doing that successful ascent. And I really wanted to be like, hey, I'm getting ready to fight Absolute Radiance in the Pantheon. I'm really, really close to winning. But I decided not to say anything because I didn't want to get myself hyped up and, like, nervous. And then I beat it, and just, you know, obviously from his perspective, suddenly I'm just over here screaming, and he's like, are you okay? I really wish that video would have not been corrupted. Well, that was honestly a pretty trash proxy, but I'll take it, whatever. I'm gonna step right into the bowl. Almost. But have you beaten, Wolfox, have you beaten Radiant No Eyes? Because if you had like a charm configuration that worked for you or something, I would love to hear it. I get close, but I can never quite do it. Yeah, exact same feeling, right, Wolfox? When it's like, yes, I have this video, this is gonna be epic, and then you just click on it and it's like, this video file isn't supported. Oh. Excuse me, sir. Would you like to die like a normal enemy that I flamed, please? Really? So this run has gotten off to a little bit of a wonky start. It's cool. I mean, we'll run it anyway. Because we're still D-Rust. Maybe I can figure out this time where my gem count went wrong. Still though, Radiant Nightmare King Grim, I haven't done that. I can do Radiant Pure Vessel, I just haven't because I really like that fight, and so I'm sort of saving it for after some of the worst things like No Eyes. I'm saving Sisters of Battle too, because I really like that fight. I'm pretty sure I already have that on Ascended, but it'll be nice to go back to Hollow Knight. At this point though, I've been away from Hollow Knight for so long, I probably am just gonna have to start back at the beginning as far as like training up to beat the bosses. Because I bet that a lot of my practice has gone.
Are you ready to go?
I think I like where this is going already, Wolfox. That should be real fun. Is he the type that just does like a bunch of tutorials that are just like sort of common sense? Because I feel like that's what, oopsie, that's what people do when they feel like they're good at a game, but really they're no different from everybody else, right? That never works. I wonder if I should just not try to do that. I mean, like, this exploit works, but charging into it like that doesn't seem to... I promise this exploit works. There. I mean, at this point, the run has been so wonky that I'm just testing mostly for gems and such now. Because, like, I don't know. I am getting used to the routing again. It had sort of fallen out of practice in favor of any percent. But I really want to be able to skip that end bit of treetops. But then again, is it worth it to skip the end bit of treetops when I could skip, like, Crystal Flight? Probably. Maybe I can time it out. Because Crystal Flight, right, is going to take me between 54 to 56 seconds. Does the end of treetops take me less than 54 seconds? For 300 gems. I don't think for 300 gems. I'm also going to go around and get this. It does seem to help. And it's not that much more time. Spyro. Well, I can't blame you, Spyro. I can blame Sparks, though. See, Skylanders is the only thing that I've never played related to Spyro. I do believe I've played every other Spyro game, like the Game Boy ones and everything. Except for Skylanders. What? Why? Why did that happen? Definitely liking this design of Spyro better than the Skylanders one. I guess a lot of younger people think that Spyro came from Skylanders, like this Spyro game is based on Skylanders and is like a derivative thing. Yeah, there was a big chunk of time where Spyro just was not a thing at all. I feel like Crash sort of maintained its like image, because there was the original Crash games. There were like 3, right? Or maybe just 2. No, there were definitely 3. And then they were coming out with like Twinsanity and things like that on more modern consoles, so people never entirely forgot about Crash, as opposed to Spyro did like the dark Spyro things, like you said, and then the one with like, woo, stop doing that, with Cinder and stuff, and then there was a break where no other Spyro things were made. So I guess I can't stop doing that, Spyro. I can't blame people for not for not recognizing Spyro. I need a new controller. Oh, hey, Nos, thanks for the host. Sorry, I didn't see it earlier. Welcome, whoever just joined. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen, but thanks for the host. Thanks for the good luck as well. We did PB on the previous run. Still didn't push Bregerman because, like, no joke, I lost 2 minutes. So I have 2 minutes of time save that I just was a dumbhead and lost. So this run is looking very promising. We should be able to kick Bregerman pretty easily. And then I'm coming for you. But we're sort of doing a little bit of testing right now. My gem count was a bit wonky in the last run. And I ended up having to basically do all of Jacques. Like, more even than just doing the right hand, left hand thing. So, I need to figure out why that happened. And we're trying to figure that out now. Because let's be real, any percent is fun, but I don't want to really go back to any percent for a while, so the target is gonna be you, Nost. Come on, other guy, you're the only one who hasn't hit me. Come take a turn. I'm really only keeping the splits up just for the sake of you guys seeing how far behind I am, but I'm not trying to PB, I'm just trying to figure out these gems. I can see the challenge, right, of figuring out what to do next, because I definitely think that you have it in you to take first from, who has it now, Chris and one? I'm not really sure, probably Chris. I think that you have it in you to take it, but I can also see why that's like a major grind. 40 orbs would be fun. I was thinking about maybe learning 120 for Spyro 3, as much as that probably pains me to say, because the other two I don't really play casually as much, so learning 120 wouldn't be as upsetting to me. Upsetting is a strong word, I suppose. But 40 orbs... Really? 40 orbs would be, like, I think really engaging, right? Because I don't think I've ever seen you play anything with Spyro 2. But then again, maybe I just haven't been around long enough. And like some of your other subs might have seen you play it. And that's the other thing, right, Nost? If you take first in any percent, that's sort of like almost a full-time job to maintain it, if that's important to you. Well, we could at least pretend that this is a speedrun. Yeah, because if I was in your position, right, I wouldn't want to lose it either. So you're basically, like, if you do, as much as I would like to see you do any percent, you do sort of commit yourself to holding any percent first or second or third place, since it's generally not in a speedrunner's nature to quit. or to like lose your position and not want to fight it back.
Hop aboard for the Magic Crafter's world if you're ready.
Yeah, being in the top 5, that just blows my mind. Like, I can't imagine me doing a run that was in the top 5 for any percent. Obviously, that's very easy to imagine in 80 Dragons because I am, you know? And it's not, there's not that much competition for it right now. But, like, for, it's like a ratio, right? For 80 Dragons, because there's only a few people, top 1 or 2 is sort of where it's at. But for any percent, top 5, top 7, you know? Yeah, 80 Dragons is just sort of a fun thing. But it would be fun, definitely, to see you play Spyro 2. Did you ever do, like, casual playthrough Spyro 2 on stream? In my brain, thinking about 40 orbs, well, I'm trying to remember how many orbs there are in the game. Because 40 orbs isn't the maximum, right? That's not like all orbs play through. That's like half, right? Because in my mind, I'm thinking back to Spyro 2, which I used to play not infrequently as a kid. And thinking about getting the orbs for like... Oh, that was just dandy. Don't you dare. Thinking about getting the orbs for like that part where you have to swipe those stupid ice crystals from Hunter. And I'm like, no, I never want to do this challenge. Sparks, that was a 10, buddy. Probably honestly a bad idea to burn my last sparks there. I probably should have just lit it on fire. I guess we're okay. Well, yeah, honestly, Nost, I'm kind of in favor of either of those. If I had a vote as a viewer of your channel, they're both fun. Like a fun thing to watch. I think that would be less true, like, if you weren't as good as you are at any percent, right? But you're quite good at it, so watching you grind for first would be fun. I missed the thief too. This is just a lovely day. Yeah, of course. Give credit where credit's due, right? I did sort of briefly, by the way, look into the cost of plane tickets to the UK. And maybe, like, it would be fun to be able to go to things over there too. Because, I mean, let's be realistic. I want to do GDQ, but the odds that any of the runs that I do are going to be accepted, phenomenally low. Because that's not the sort of thing that they like to broadcast. So... I mean, I'm still gonna apply. Yeah, I guess that did sort of turn into a glitchless any percent, huh? Right, I noticed that UKSM, yeah, and that's, like, I noticed that you were part of something larger that, like, was sort of operating separately from you guys. I made it around that last run. But obviously UKSM is going to stay UK. Like, it's not going to come here, I would imagine. It just seemed like a fun atmosphere that would be fun if I had the money to go, you know? So if I do have the money to go, maybe I will. You're in the UK, Wolfox? Well, if I do ever end up going, because the UK actually is one of the last European countries that I haven't been to, maybe I will ask you guys for help on how to do the travel. Hey, excuse me, sir. A jerk. I contemplated going to the UK to get my diploma for my master's, but I was like, I'm literally flying over there to, like, get a piece of paper. Why bother? So it seems then like UKSM is just like gonna start being a thing that's just hopping, because it's new, right? So it's just gonna start hopping from convention to convention. Alright, can Crystal Flight not just cheap me out of 15 seconds this time? Because I have plans for more than one convention. Wow, why was that so fast? Holy Gorf, where's that plane? Dang it. I sort of abandoned all this is a speedrun to treat that like it was just the flight level speedrun. That plane is never there. See, he's usually out there. Which means if I could clip him. Really? If I could clip him. That was an entry point spawn. He only does that the first time you come into the level, and only sometimes, since I've never seen that before. If I can farm that out, that might be the way to take the world record. Sorry, I got distracted. But the answer to my question, can we not get screwed out of a bunch of time in Crystal Flight, is still no. But it's a different speedrun, Nost. It's an individual level speedrun instead of a full speedrun. Ooh, that might have been enough to mess me up on this wizard cycle. Yep, sure was. I mean, I'll still leave the splits running, but at this point I'm basically at the same gems that I was last time. But I think that the problem arose in Dark Passage. Oh, and Misty Bog as well. Misty Bog might have been a big culprit, I guess, because we did the whole thing without sparks. Which is the only time in my life that I will ever be able to do the entirety of Misty Bog with no sparks. Sorry for whatever the heck that notification was. It was probably telling me to update my computer, and what I mean by update is break your computer so that you can buy a new one. Hate you, Dell. I hate you so much. Oh yeah, because your computer always makes noise, right? Yeah, I know. It's really loud through people's speakers when my computer does that. But I swear, I promise, I have turned off every little checkbox that says don't play system sounds. All of it. I've turned it off, and it does it anyway. Because Dell just does whatever they want. They are the lords of my life, and I have to bow to their whims. Ow. My engagement ring is like a diamond shape, so it's got pointy ends, and I just scratched my nose and took a big chunk out of the front of my nose with the pointy side. Ow. Well, if red is your favorite color, have I got some splits for you? Don't modify any cables. That is kind of a thing that I associate with you. So they just left it up after, like, UKSM finished? That was a surprising amount of time save on Terrace Village. I don't remember having that much time saved there last time. So that's good to know. Okay, well, guess I'll die. Needless to say, we'll be crashing in Wildflight. I'll get those gems after I have sparks again. Yeah, I like it, Nost. It gives them a little bit of flavor, right? Alright, I'll just crash. Now we've got ourselves a yellow sparks. Alright, I have to do this the not world record-y way. I've done nothing but grind for this world record for days. I need to not do it that way now, and that's hard. Okay. Dang it. See, I'm out of practice with this route. Which is why I end up missing things. But going back, Nos, to what you're gonna do after your stream break, are you set on Spyro? Because I know you had been talking about other things too, right? Because obviously I'm gonna be gone for basically all of June. So if you want to Shadow the Colossus, buddy, I won't be around then at least, but... Shadow the Colossus reminds me that I'm doing The Last Guardian tomorrow. I'm so excited. Why, right? Like, I can choose to do Shadow the Colossus whenever I want. Or, not Shadow the Colossus, The Last Guardian. Move, Spyro. Where's this chicken? Chicken! But I had multiple people on YouTube, which people don't usually talk to me much on YouTube, asking for help with The Last Guardian for the Lightning Emissary trophy, so tomorrow I'll be doing like a tutorial type thing. Sort of as an excuse to play The Last Guardian again, sort of as an excuse to go semi-fast through it. will go back to the Last Guardian and improve my rank. I'm currently 3rd. But I have a poll below the stream, and a surprising number of people all want me to do Hollow Knight all skills first, so that is what I shall do. The fact that we are bringing this run back from 47 seconds to 29 seconds indicates how much time save we have available. And I'm still performing relatively below average, so this can be a good run under the right circumstances. What console, Nas, is Sonic? Because I want to do some older runs. Legend of Dragoon was like my favorite game of all time growing up. And it's on PlayStation 1. So I kind of want to wait because people are excited that the PS5 might be like completely backwards compatible. But that's gonna... either it's not going to be true or that's going to take a long time for that to become affordable enough, you know? Okie dokie. Yeah, PC should be pretty easy then to do. So it's not like your run is determined by like, oh well, Shadow of the Colossus just had a remaster that's easy to play, and this other one is on, you know, PlayStation 1 or something. And again, I should have gotten that chicken. Oh well. Thanks, Nos, for stopping by. Feel free to lurk. I mean, I suppose there's a relatively minuscule chance we could PB. But if I can just get this gem thing figured out, why it worked before and it didn't work last time, I'll be happy. And I mean, we did PB on the last run. So, 2 PBs in one day. I mean, come on. Good time save, though. Oops, I accidentally hit it twice. Hey Wolfox, welcome back. We're actually not doing that bad at recovering time. We could still come out in the positive. Positive being negative, you know. You know how splits work. I have it in the splits. I have guidebook. I put it in after the last run. If I don't do it, it's nobody's fault but mine. It's never been anybody's fault but mine, but now especially it's nobody's fault but mine. The problem with having it in the splits, right, is I only look over to split after I've left the level, and by that time it's too late to guidebook. But our gem situation seems to be a bit better than it was in the last run, so we're well on our way to figuring that out, which, like I said, was the goal here. PB in the last run, and then figuring out gems in this run, and we have a good day. The gems, Wolfox, are to get access to the final world. You need 6,000 gems by the time that you are ready to go there. So I need to be collecting gems, didn't get that, throughout so that I can have that 6,000 at the time that I need it. Because after then, The best gem earning opportunities are after that, but after that gems don't matter. So you need 6,000 before you enter Nasty's world. I didn't guidebook. Guys, what in my brain is failing to comprehend that I need to guidebook out of this level? Every time, no guidebook. I have it in the splits. I asked Alzeri to remind me last time. Why can't I do this? Because that's the difference. If I would have just guidebooked in the last run, I might have kicked Bregerman. But I am a dum-dum, so here we are. Well, it's good to know I'm not alone, Nas. See, I have it in my splits and everything, and I just can't for the life of me remember to do it. And it saves like 15 seconds or something. And 15 seconds was, based on my previous PB, 15 seconds was basically enough to kick Bregerman. See, 55.42. That's not where I want to be at this time. I want to be at like 55.90 or so. What is different between this run and the run where these strategies worked? I'll have to go back and watch. Because if we have to make the choice between treetops and the chest and Jacques, we should choose the chest and Jacques. I missing a fairy? No, okay. I mean, we're coming out of Lofty this time with 6 more gems than we did before. But we're basically in the same situation. We're a little better. Like, we won't have to do all of Jacques this time, which is an improvement. But we're still not to the point where we can skip that chest entirely, which we were before. Let me whip out my calculator, as I do. Actually, if we play it right, we might be able to skip that chest. Let me see. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say probably not. And like, it's not that big of a deal, you know, it doesn't take that much time. But it does take time. Yeah, we can skip it. And so I'm going to. Are you guys ready for this time save? Because I certainly am. Please be enough. Okay. I do it in my head, I do it on a calculator, and I still don't trust myself that I get enough gems. So if we wouldn't have gotten the chest, or I'm sorry, the key at all, we would have still been 10 above. So, just like that, skipping the chest and doing Jacques right, we went from being 24 seconds behind to 40 seconds ahead. Very nice. So now, gems don't matter. Run through, get the dragons, exit through the return home portals, and that is all. Keep in mind that we're using, I updated the splits, so we're using the splits from my PB that we just got in the last run, and we're 40 seconds ahead, so it is possible that we could PB again in this run. But we still have some not insignificant challenges ahead. But North Cove in the last run, if you remember, was trash. So we have the potential for a lot of time save here as well. Except for the fact that this isn't any percent and I left the dragon behind like a dumbhead. Well, he's right here, so. Here we go. No, 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 no! Oh, you mother... That wasn't a very nice thing that I was gonna say. Well, I guess the good news then, right, is that we did just as badly in the last run, so maybe we can maintain time save. Ah! Guys, we're falling apart in the home stretch again. Yeah, we did so bad in the last run on North Cove that I completely missed a dragon, turned around to get him, fell down, and had to go and get him again, and we still lost 2 seconds. I don't know whether to call that very nice or very sad. But I don't know, whatever, I'm still 30 seconds ahead, so call it what you like, right? And we maintained the exact same time because Twilight Harbor is pretty normal. Not much you can do to make that any better. Taking votes now. Which thief will I miss in Nasty Narc? One? Second one? Both of them? Anything to eat up my time save, right? To be fair, we did get very unlucky last time and we still got both of them. Like on the first go round. Hey, I got the second key guy early. I was gonna call him a key bearer for some reason. That sounds way too elegant. So we should have some time save on Nasty. Even from our time save that we had last run. Assuming that everything else is the same. Don't you dare. Okay. Gold split on Nasty, in fact. This could be something that knocks Bregerman. I can't remember. It might not be, because a lot of the time lost that we did have was in-game time. So even though we're ahead, that could just mostly be real time. So I'm not really sure. Hey, we got to skip Magnus.